back. It's Representative Bob Rommel here, and glad to have Representative Fiona McFarland here with me today. We have about 4 weeks left of session, and it was a busy week. We had, if you didn't watch on the local news, we had a somewhat controversial bill about banning abortions for the first 15 weeks of a pregnancy, and we also passed an amazing budget here in Florida to make sure Florida stays Florida. Fiona, welcome, and how's your week going so far?
Well, thanks, Chair Rommel. It's awesome to join the show this week. Chair Rommel and I are in the Commerce Committee together. Our offices are right next to one another. I represent Sarasota, so we're also geographically close back home. Week 6 of session is so exciting because it's sort of the halfway point. You know which one of your bills is probably going to make it to the House floor, which ones aren't. Our budget is historic this year. We have so many good programs in the budget. There's something in there for everyone, whether the environment is your priority, whether supporting, getting people back to work and a strong economy, funding for fatherhood programs. There's something in there for everyone. And of course, our really historic abortion ban. I love this job. It is so cool to represent Southwest Florida and to come up here and work with people like Chair Rommel. It's pretty fun.
But before you got here, you had a really important job also. You were in the United States Navy, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yep. I went to the Naval Academy for college and served as a surface warfare for a couple of years out at sea. And, the Navy is under the executive branch of government, but the legislature always held the purse strings up in D.C., and so it's nice to sort of be in that purse string holding role here at the state level.
All right, you were in warfare. What do you mean you were in warfare?
Surface warfare. So I went out on destroyers and aircraft carriers and sailed around the world in some of our contested oceans.
Oh, wow. Was it like that show Below Deck Mediterranean, or was it...
There was a hit show on TNT called Last Ship. I don't know if you ever saw it. McSteamy was the star.
McSteamy?
Yep, McSteamy.
Wow, that sounds like
Anatomy.
an adult film star.
Or Top Gun. That's
Top Gun, I know Top Gun.
Right,
Yeah.
Top Gun.
Hey, everybody knows Tom Cruise, even though I'm not sure I like his politics anymore. Well, we did have an amazing week this weekend. Florida, we passed a little bit over $103 billion budget. And what's amazing, we're able to put about $11 billion in reserves. And we have to remember, we're still recovering from COVID. But because of our governor and good policy and allowing people to go to work, go to church, go to school, our schools have been open, business is thriving, real estate's thriving, and businesses are open and making money, and we have plenty of money in our coffers to make sure that we make Florida stay Florida.
Yeah, that's right. There's so much money coming to us as appropriators. There's a lot of money coming from the federal government, the Biden bucks, and then our economy is, as you said, is rebounded way faster than any initial projections. And so it could be tempting to spend when you've got a lot of money, but as you said, we're making sure that we keep some in reserves.
When you compare Florida to New York, Florida has about 19 million people. We have a little bit more than 22 million people, and their budget that they passed, I think, was about $215 billion. So more than double what our budget is. And I would say the quality of life here is better than in New York. So even when we have these times of economic prosperity, we have to show restraint and make sure that we save for a rainy day and just don't overspend, because then you become New York, where they have a very high income tax. I think it's over 10%, and if you live in a city, it's about 13%. Florida, we have no income tax. Isn't it amazing?
That's right. I'm a recovering New Yorker myself, born and raised in Manhattan, and I couldn't move to Florida fast enough, so you're talking right to me.
So how's your session going for you personally? Good things happening, there's still things in play, and
it's good. My big priority this session is a bill that would stand up for the consumer's rights for privacy over your personal information online, and that's a pretty contentious issue. You have engaged very, very aggressively on the bill, and I really appreciate it because it's made the bill better, frankly.
As we all watch how our life is either on a phone or some type of instrument where somebody's gathering your data, we have to do a better job and make sure that we're protecting our personal data. And there's always a balance there, like how much do we interfere in private enterprise or technology, but it is a big priority for Floridians, and I know we're getting close to where we're probably going to have a great bill that will protect Floridians and allow business to still thrive in the state.
That's right. That's right.
What else? What else you got going on?
I'm working on another bill that would help schizophrenics access medication that is right for them quicker. A lot of times, if anyone out there has been through this process, with any prescription, it might sound familiar, but your insurer will make you go to the preferred drug list first. And if you're talking about someone who struggles with schizophrenia, you need to get them on the right medicine the first time so they can stay on that medication. So we've got a bill that lifts some of the restrictions on pharmaceuticals to allow that to happen.
That's great. I know you live in a water district too, and recently in the press we've been seeing some things about a Senate bill about water discharges and who's in charge. And unfortunately to me, what is sometimes disingenuous with some of these special interest groups is their messaging. In Florida, you've been here now 2 years, I've been here 6 years. In the 6 years that I've been here, we put more money into water projects in the last 6 years than we did since Florida has become a state in the nation. So it's a shame that when somebody files a bill based on the accountability of the tax dollars being spent, special interest kind of spins it off and gets all of our constituents in a tizzy. I can promise you that everything that we do here is about improving the quality, whether it's water, work environment, education for every Floridian here, and in the end, I know we're going to have a good product. But I wish sometimes the special interest would just, let us do our job, keep us honest, but not spin things that are untrue.
Is this the gripe session of your weekly update? Because I'm here for it.
I have feelings. It's you kind of come from a pedigree of great Republicans, though, don't you?
Oh yeah, thank you. My mom worked in government for a number of years. She had the pleasure of serving in the Nixon, Ford, and Reagan administrations.
I'm going to say this, and I am an elected official, I guess, unfortunately, politician. But I've seen your mom even before I met you, and when she told me who she worked for, I thought she was lying to me because I'm really good at math. So I know, going back to those administrations, within a 10 or 15 year age period, how old she can be, and your mom looks amazing.
Thank you. She will love that compliment, as any woman would. But she started in the typing pool. It was her job in college. She started in the White House typist pool. I heard she went and she worked the night shift, and she could type really fast, and she started to make grammatical improvements, and someone noticed, and worked her way up.
For those who don't know, her mom is KT McFarland, and you've probably seen her on Fox News. She advocates for great policies. She's worked for some great presidents and the executive branch. And we're fortunate to have a great prodigy here too, in her daughter. And her daughter is doing great things here in the state of Florida. We're happy to have her, and I'm happy to serve with you. And I kind of consider the west coast of Florida, really from your area all the way down to our area, one region, because we kind of get gobbled up with Miami. There's so many people and there's so many reps, and we need to stick together for the west coast, which I actually think is the best coast. So
couldn't agree more.
Well, appreciate you coming by, and let's keep going.
Absolutely.
Great.